Next up, we have the culinary stylings of Leanna that are sure to send your taste buds spinning.
Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Kali. I'm your host, Leanna, and tonight I hope you're ready for some sizzling dishes that are gonna taste just yummy. Alright guys, the first thing that we're gonna make is some trout, which is a kind of fish, just in case you don't know. So what you need for that, you're gonna need a frying pan. Anyone will do. I think this is like Betty Crocker or something. There you go. Also, you're going to need vegetable oil. Again, any brand will do, whatever your favorite. And a paper towel. And what I do with the paper towel is because fish has so much of its own oil that you don't want to cook with a lot of it, but you also don't want the skin to stick to the pan. So I just take a little dabble of the vegetable oil, as you see here, and I put it on said paper towel, about that much, just a little bit. And then I take it and I rub it all around the pan, like so. So how you mix the ingredients is, this is a half of a teaspoon measuring cup, 1, 2 of vinegar, and then you're not going to want that much hot sauce because if you put a whole lot, it's going to overpower. So you put 1/2 teaspoon of the hot sauce. And this is the tricky part. You just add a couple shakes of the parsley leaves. I do about that much. Not a whole lot at all. Okay, but the cinnamon you do want to measure out because too much cinnamon and it's just gonna taste funky. So you do about half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, and after you've added your cinnamon, you're ready for the last ingredient, the kicker, which is the Creole seasoning. And then you're going to want to stir it all up. Make sure it's nice and mixed. Right, it smells great. Okay, and when you're done, it's going to look kind of icky, but it'll taste good, I promise. It's going to look like that. You have to let the fish marinate overnight. Well, now that I've done that, I'm going to show you how to cook it. Alright, so get ready. This is the sizzling part. You take your nifty pan that you've greased and you set it on in there and you let it cook. Now, trout is a really easy fish to cook because it turns really, really white after it's done cooking. Okay, so here we have the one piece of trout cooking. Again, the stovetop is not turned up very high at all because if it's turned up too high, it'll cook the fish too rapidly and you'll get a poor cook. So you just kind of want to move it around a little bit. Make sure it's not stuck in one place. And just keep it on the burner. Be patient. You know, it'll take about, depending on the thickness of the trout, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to cook thoroughly. Another thing is, make sure you cook your fish with the skin side down because that's where all the natural oils are that are going to keep it from sticking to the pan. Okay, and once you've done that, you have successfully cooked your first piece of trout, or maybe your second, but the first you've ever done like this, I assure you. And there you go, you set it on the plate and it's ready to serve. Alright guys, so the next thing that we're going to make are chocolate chip cookies because you cannot have a complete meal without having dessert. That's not true, but that's just what I think. So, in order to make chocolate chip cookies, we've got to switch to G mode. Are we ready? Let's go. For your flour, you're going to need 2½ cups. And make sure you shake it down so you get a true cup. You're going to need ½ cup of brown sugar. Okay, brown sugar is it's very sticky, and so it sometimes like plays with you a little bit, and you think you have ½ cup, but you don't. So make sure that you pack it down. So once I've poured a little bit into the ½ cup, I'm just going to take a spoon and you just pat it down as tightly as you can get it. Another half cup of the white sugar, the granulated sugar. The next thing you want to do is you want to crack your eggs. You want to do 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. You take the butter and you just want to cut it into small cubes. My favorite part. You start out with a spoon, this is a stirring spoon, and you just go around and you want to mix everything together. You want to break the sugar down, you want to mix it into the flour. When you get to about this consistency, you can't really stir a whole lot more. So what you do is you go back into G mode and you stick your hands in. For this big of a batch, we're going to just go ahead and add this entire bag. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to put it on the pan. And then you're just going to take your dough, and you're going to take about that much. You're going to roll it up into a little ball, and then you're just going to place it on the pan. Make sure your oven is preheated to 350. Alright guys, you've successfully baked your own homemade cookies from scratch. Congratulations. Alright Hollins, bon appetit. Well, kind of. The next thing we have to do is I have to get the judge's approval. Alright Hollins, here goes nothing. Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because.
Not see the plate. We can't not see the plate?
Yum!
Have you heard the news going around? The Senior Legacy Program has been in full swing this semester and it needs your help. Have you ever wondered what the program is really about?
Take a look behind the scenes.
Hi Hollins, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. My name is Taylor Richardson and I have Alex Herring with me today. She's an active member of the Senior Legacy Program and she's here to tell us a little bit about what it does and why it's important. All right, Alex, so in your own words, tell us a little bit about the Senior Legacy Program.
Well, the Senior Legacy Program is a way for seniors, to give back to Hollins. You've been here all 4 years, so it's a little way just to say thanks.
That's great. A nice way to show your appreciation. So what do seniors have to do to participate in the program?
Well, in order for seniors to participate in the program, they have to give a monetary gift, and the gift will go towards a scholarship that we're trying to do, which is $5,000, and it'll go towards an incoming freshman next year.
That's wonderful. I'm sure she'd be very pleased, and it's a great thing for the seniors to do. So now we know a little bit about the program itself, but why should students give?
Well, Hollins students, over 90% of the Hollins students receive financial aid, and so it is such a crucial part of attending Hollins because Hollins is expensive, so it is such a great incentive for freshmen to see that seniors are contributing within their education.
I think that's great, and you made a really good point. It does show that the students care. Okay, so now I am thoroughly convinced that I want to support the Senior Legacy Program, but how do I go about making my gift?
Well, you can go on our website, www.hollins.edu/giving, or you can see a committee member, either Taylor or myself, or you can, and in order to pay, you can pay with cash, credit card, or check, and there's even payment options if you want to do it that way as well.
Yes, it's a little more wallet friendly if you want to spread payments out over the next month or two before graduation, which brings me to my second point. When is your entire gift due?
Well, your entire gift is due at graduation May 22nd, so
okay,
you have a good time, ladies.
So how about those Vixens? Because word on the street is they have a Senior Legacy Program as well.
Yes, and currently they're beating us with 36%. We only have 27%, and our goal this year is to have 90% of the senior class contributing in some form or way. You don't have to give a huge gift. It just shows participation.
Exactly. So any gift will count. and it will help towards our goal of 90%. About how much do we currently have pledged for the entire class?
Currently we have $10,000 pledged.
That's awesome. So just over $10,000. I mean, we've already met the benchmark of $5,000. Now we just have to get that money to come in, correct?
Yes.
And have people make payments.
And once you even pay on your pledge, that counts towards participation.
Right. So if you've made a pledge and you haven't made a payment yet, drop by the Cromer Bergman House, which is the first building you get to on campus, and make some kind of payment on your pledge. That way you'll be counted towards our total participation, and maybe we can get a little bit ahead of Sweetbriar. Well, Alex, thank you so much for being here today. It's been my pleasure to have you. And for everyone out there watching, if you're a senior, I'm glad you're paying attention. And if you're an underclassman, then consider yourself ahead of the game for next year. Thanks so much. Okay, so one of the ways that we discussed before about being able to give to the Hollins Fund and to the Senior Legacy Program is through a pledge card. So the first part is very self-explanatory. You put your first and last name, your home address, and your Hollins address. This is so they can follow up with you on any outstanding payments if you made a pledge and you haven't fulfilled the entire amount yet. You would put your extension, but unless you have an office here at Hollins, that's probably not applicable. Your cell phone number so they can reach you if they have any questions about your payment, and your Hollins ID number, which is really important because it's how they track where the money is coming from, what student, aka your account number. And you'll use this even when you're an alum and you give to Hollins. And then any email addresses that you would like them to use to contact you go at the very bottom. On the back side is where you actually denote the amount that you're going to give and whether or not you're making a pledge or a payment. There's a difference between a pledge and a payment. A pledge is just saying, I promise that I will pay X amount by graduation. So it's not an actual gift of money, it's just saying that you will give this amount by graduation. Now that's the second box on the pledge card. The first box on the pledge card is for a gift, and you check this box if you do decide that you want to give at this time to Hollins. And you would put a check in the box and then write in the amount of money that you want to pledge to the Hollins Fund. Below are a couple options as well. The first one is saying that you will make it via credit card payment, and the rest of the information below has the credit card number, the type of card, the expiration date, the security code, and the name as it is written on the card. If you would like to make this gift anonymous, you can do so by checking the anonymous box, which is just below the credit card payment information. And you can also give in honor of someone very special, whether it's an alum or a family member or friend, or maybe a favorite faculty member, professor, etc. And very importantly, at the end of the card, there is a little slot for your signature and your date, and this is just so they can hold you to it. Filling out your Senior Legacy Program, you first need your snazzy sunglasses. Second, you need a pledge form.
If you enjoyed our first
Say What
segment with Luke Villel on our last episode, you'll love our newest installment. Let's check in and see what new words he has in store for us.
Welcome to Say What? With your host, Luke, where we explore new additions to the Oxford English Dictionary and the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Girl, with 3 R's. A strong or aggressive young woman, especially in her attitude toward her independence and sexuality. Sup, girl? Buttload. Buttload is a large amount. There's a buttload of skunks on this campus. Trolleyed. Extremely drunk. Rumor has it that Gabe Simpkins got trolleyed at the last Drive-By Truckers concert. Silver fox. A red fox of a North American variety that has black fur with white tips. Or alternatively, a silver fox could be a handsome gray-haired man. Word on the street is Professor Daddick is one fine silver fox. This has been Luke for Say What? Be sure to keep on the listen for those crazy new words.
Wondering where we got these cool shades?
Buy your own pair for $2 the rest of this week in Moody from the Athletic Association chair.
And that's all we have for tonight. See you in 2 weeks with a new edition of Tinker Mountain News,
where we report for and about you. Stay classy.